a full, wholesome, well-rounded dude, a good friend of mine, Amir, if you could please join us. Round of applause for this guy.
Now listen, I'm gonna warn you guys, if you give me 30, 40 minutes of your full attention, you will make a lot of money. That's gonna be that simple, okay? And I'll explain to you how. I'll give you a lot of the what. Now look so I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm standing here, sitting here with all of you guys, and I would bet that I had the lowest GPA at anybody in high school. Has anyone had lower than a 1.7 GPA in high school? Okay. All right, I'm a high school dropout, okay? They did graduate me out of New Trier. I moved there because I got into a lot of trouble when I was young. So we moved there. He's laughing, New Trier, yeah. Are you a New Trier guy? What year?
I'm old, 94.
94, I'm 99. So, yeah, okay, this guy's a young buck. So we moved there, my family and I, because I was getting into a lot of trouble. And it changed my life. I met all the right kids. The kids I was hanging out with before we moved to New Trier were just getting in a lot of trouble. And so that really is going to speak to so much that I'm going to touch on today, because the fastest way to elevate your income, your quality of life, is your community, is the people you're with. And so once my parents took me out of that environment and they put me in a good environment, my life changed. I still sucked at school, but I met a lot of great people. And so what I love about this group right now is that you guys are getting together, you have a community, you have camaraderie, you have a cohort of people that are all sharing what they're doing really well. You know, there's this old saying in my language, is that you cannot put a white glove in dirt. The dirt is not going to turn white. The white glove is going to turn dirty, okay? So for all of you, when you're hearing these people speak, right, I want you guys to treat this time like you're in $1 million listing. Like I was standing in the back getting to know the gentleman from Homelight, and only about 5 or 10% of you guys are taking notes. I don't understand that, okay? So if you're with people speaking about what they're doing well, if you're in a listing presentation, you're in a buyer's appointment, number one is showing your ability to learn and take notes. Because what's gonna happen statistically, and why I don't even come on and do these things anymore unless I get paid 5 or 10 grand an hour, is because I got annoyed that people would just listen and not do anything. I don't like that. It just bothers me. And then my wife and people around me said, dude, don't get so worked up. But I channel that because I care. So here's what I want from all of you. I want you guys, unless you have a pregnant wife at home or a kid in the hospital, I want you guys to all pull out your notepad, pull out your iPhone notes, your Samsung phones, and take notes. Because I will give you guys gems that are actionable today, okay? But you're going to forget. And here's the other commitment I want from all of you. When you're in a listing presentation, how many of you in here, and do not lie because I will know, how many of you in here by a show of hands actually pull out a notepad and take notes with the potential seller? How many of you do not? I won't call you out, but raise your hand. How many of you do not? Okay, so half the hands went up and the other half didn't go up, right? So look at the ability to be a great learner, to be extremely curious, to be attentive and focused is something that everyone has to learn. Because time is money. You're giving me your time in exchange for money. Am I correct? All of you guys are here. I don't believe most of you are getting a salary. Am I right? Most of you are here are self-employed, contractors. What you sell is what you make. Am I correct? So you're giving me your time. So literally, what are you going to do with this time? So please write this down. I will implement one thing from this meeting. Guys, did I say I'll try, probably, or maybe? I want you guys to write the words down, try, probably, and maybe. And I want you to cross it out or say, don't say these words ever again. Like, I don't try to be a good husband. I don't try to be on time for date night. I don't try to make 10 calls. I don't try to show up big. I do. That's what I do. I will show up. I will be there. I will pay my staff on the 15th. I don't try to pay them on the 15th, right? Guys, how we communicate to ourselves is a very important thing. So let's practice this right now, okay? How many of you in here want to make more than $100,000 a year? Okay. How many of you want to make more than $250,000 a year? Okay. How many of you want to make more than $1 million a year? Okay. So I didn't see the same amount of hands, okay? You have to first tell yourself, if I'm in a room where people around me want to make $1 million a year, I need to make $1 million a year. Flat out. And if you want to make $1 million a year, you have to hang out with people that make $1 million a year. This business is such a great business, okay? So let's go back to the beginning. 1.7 GPA. English is my second language. I was not born here. Got into a lot of fights. If it wasn't for mom and dad, I would be in drugs, in jail. I would not be in this business. They were my bumper guards in the bowling alley, okay? How I was able to become a millionaire at 24, self-made, I lived at home till I was 27. I kept my expenses low. So rule number one for everybody in this room to get through these next 6 months of a storm, and this storm will pass, okay, is lean expenses, okay? So rule number one of success, lean expenses. Every dollar is your soldier, okay? You have to literally think every dollar is my soldier. If I deploy a dollar out, I want this dollar to bring me back $10, right? Amen, Mr. Financial Planner, right? The game of money is what a lot of us don't learn in school, okay? And this is why 99% of those kids that went to New Trier, they all went to these fancy schools. I make 10 times more than them. Funny how this shit works, don't it? Because, number one, keep expenses low. All of you, I want you to sit down, get a spreadsheet. Action number one is, where am I spending money that's not making me money? How can I live more below my means? Because when a man or a woman or a person has a lot of money in the bank, that's where confidence comes in. And you don't need to beg when you sell, okay? Which goes into number two. I heard skills and stuff. Guys, skill is greater than talent. So in your notes, number two, skill is greater than talent. It doesn't matter where you were born. It doesn't matter who your parents are. It doesn't matter your level of education. I'm literally your poster child. What it matters is the skill development. So the gentleman from HomeLight came up, and he was saying all these stats, okay? I went to him and I asked him, I said, dude, why is this group at 3% and everyone else is at 5%? I got more angry than most of you. I didn't feel enough steam in the room come out. Right? So I said, what is the competition doing? How can we get another 2%? I'm saying we, and I'm not even with you. But that's how I think. Is I'm in this room, we got to do better. There's no way I'm going to be sitting here and telling some guy telling me from HomeLight that the competition is doing 2% more. What do I need to learn? Right? So I went to him, I said, dude, I need to know from you, what is the one thing the competition is doing that this group can do better? You guys can go ask him after this meeting. He'll tell you. I might sprinkle in a little bit later, and believe it or not, sometimes the greatest answers in life are the simplest answers. Okay? So when I say skill development, all of you are realtors. I'm going to hopefully connect with you guys on Instagram and Facebook. What do you think is the number one thing every real estate agent every single day should be doing on social media? Open floor. What do you think it is? Okay? Shannon, what do you mean?
Just something. Like
Just something?
Yeah, like
okay. Listen. Every single day, you guys have to remember, you are salespeople. You guys are not real estate agents. You don't own the real estate. You understand? It's a number of the people that you know, okay? So I'm going to come back and weave into some of these, okay? Every single day, the first action item is if I'm in your network, you have 400 friends, 600 friends, 300 friends, 900 friends, that's a captive audience, okay? All this HomeLight and Zillow, guys, that's the cup holder and the sunroof and the powered windows and the heated seats. The engine and the steering wheel and the tires is your captive organic network of people. Every single day, what I would encourage you and almost like mandate for you guys to do is post one real estate content every day. So when I'm on Facebook or Instagram, every single day I'm coming on, I'm like, I'm working with that person because that person's credible. That person takes what they do serious. Okay? So what are the 3 rules? All of you will connect with me and you'll see that I'm obsessed with what I do. I walk the talk, I live it. If I want to do more home loans and I want more loan officers in my community, I want more realtors to work with me, I have to attract them. They have to know that I'm serious about my business. Okay? So every day, I'm going to learn one new skill in this business. What are the top 5 things a FSBO has to do to sell their property by themselves? What is the top 3 things someone with an expired listing has to do to sell that property? What is the top 5 things every home buyer right now should be doing? What's the top 5 things everyone should be doing when they're buying an investment property? Guys, I can go on and on and on and on. 15 minutes every day, time blocked, learning time. 15 minutes. So 15 minutes consumption, 15 minutes creation. You learn in the morning. Right after that, you give out content to your captive eyes. What do you think, guys, that will happen after 90 days of consistently doing that? What do you think? Bigger footprint. Excellent answer. What else? What's that? Exactly right. You'll be an authority. Guys, there's a dime a dozen realtors and loan officers. Right off the bat, people in your captive audience will say, this guy is serious about what he does. Because let me tell you what most people think about realtors. What do you guys think most people think about realtors? What else? I don't trust half you guys either, man. I'm just telling you what people are thinking. I think half you guys, not you guys, realtors, fly by night, don't take it serious. They're just not really about my best interest. They're not fully all in. They're not going to be in the business in a few years. I'm telling you what you need to hear. I'm not a biblical guy, but one of my favorite verses, it literally hit home to me. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, an enemy multiplies kisses. What happens in these meetings is you guys hear too much of what you want to hear. But you got to hear the stuff that'll hurt you a little bit, because everyone needs to look in the mirror and say, dude, I'm not trying to be half those realtors, that I'm not really serious about what I'm doing. People think I'm just doing it to get a paycheck. You got to be all in. So every day is skill development. Y'all understand that? Every day you learn, consume, every day you create. So everyone in your audience knows, damn, this person's legit. This guy's really serious about renting, buying, and selling. Now, I can get a little more tactical for you guys offline, how to really time block that. But a little secret is, every single morning while your brain is fresh, right? Fresh. It should be 30 minutes of content. Learn, create. Learn, create. 5 days a week, I'm not going to stop. And then you guys can do the video stuff, because that stuff, that's too deep into the weeds, but every day should be some short form text, so people in your community know who you are, okay? So, number 3. Y'all ready for number 3? Okay? He or she who meets the most people wins. He or she who meets the most people wins. I heard someone a little bit earlier, and I'm sorry if I don't remember who it was, but, mentioned that she made like a bunch of calls, like contacted a lot of people. Guys, you're all in sales. Do you understand that? None of us are like I'm not a loan officer. I don't consider myself a loan officer. I do a lot of home loans. I'll do business with some of you if it makes sense. Some of you may not want to do business with me. I'll do business with some of you, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I have a captive audience. I'll get 10%. They're like, I'm going to hang out with that guy. If I want to make a lot of money, I'm going to hang out with him. I'm going to do business with him, right? But the key is, though, is I meet a ton of people, okay? So when I hear you guys' goal setting, January 1st starts today, October 1st. A lot of people think real estate is January 1st to 12/31st. It's not. It's October 1st to October 1st, right? That's when you're doing deals. These next 6 months is all about putting the work in to get those deals, okay? And we cannot associate the results of volume to our activity. So I want a new commitment from everyone in here. Now, guys, I work with some of the top agents in the country. Ryan Serhant is coming to my event in November, okay? These are the people I've hang out with. And I work with up-and-coming agents like some of you, because I love effort. That's number 4, okay? Write that down as effort, okay? I don't care who your family is. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. I don't care if you're black, white. I don't care. Effort is a universal currency. You show me you work harder than the next person. You show your client you work harder than the next person, you'll be a multimillionaire, okay? What it comes down to, guys, at the end of the day, okay, we're in such a good business because everybody needs to rent, everybody needs to buy, and everybody needs to sell, okay? When I say goal setting, I don't believe in setting volume as goals because it's too big. What I would love to hear from everybody in this room moving forward is, I don't give a shit about 50 million. I don't give a shit about 20 million. That will all come. What do I need to do to get that, right? So when you guys think of someone doing 25 million a year, there's basically 5 things that he or she is doing every single day to get to 25 million. What is one thing that person's doing? Okay, follow-up is one. Following up on every single person that they've ever met in various components of follow-up, right? What is that? Time blocking, right? Time blocking is how we do those 5 things. You understand? Time blocking is like laundry baskets. I take off my darks, I put them in this basket, and I do laundry twice a week. But I do laundry Tuesdays and Saturdays, for example, right? That's how we can fit it all in. What are some of the other activities someone making $250,000 or more a year, whatever, $25 million or more a year is doing every single day? What does that mean?
Making phone calls, reaching out, meeting people.
How many?
I mean, everyone's different, but yeah, as many as you can.
How many? How many can you do?
In one day?
Yeah, one day.
How many people can I meet? I mean, if I go to a party, 100.
Okay, good, good. So listen, there are principles, right, guys? There are principles. So check this out. I've known Ed for 20 years, okay? There's no reason why, there's no surprise why he had a lot of success last month. Just his physical presence, I can tell the man is very serious on what he puts in his body and how he goes out and works out. His physical presence tells me a lot about his discipline. Now look I'm a little overweight, so I'm not looking at you guys like, you're fat, why are you not in shape? I don't think that way, okay? I'm the last person. But I can tell he's very regimented and very structured. He probably meal preps, counts his calories, right? You're very disciplined in what you do, am I correct? You can't look like that after all these years. 20 years I've known the guy if you're not disciplined about what you do physically. You understand? Like I have friends that are going through divorce and they're constantly blaming their wife. I'm like, dude, you don't do the things you need to do to be a successful husband, man. Look at all the activities. You don't date, you don't take a vacation, you don't have FaceTime with your wife every day, you don't check in, you're not in marriage counseling. Like, you don't need to be in marriage counseling, by the way, if you have bad issues. Everyone thinks business coaching is so sexy. There's such thing as sexiness when it comes to marriage coaching. Relationships take work, and you have to quantify that. So listen, let's break it down, okay? Every single real estate agent in here, okay, when I say he or she, it's about how many people you meet and how many people you connect with. Guys, I'm going to literally change your career if you guys can take this advice, because I've seen it time and time over again, 20 years of doing this. Every single day, there needs to be one lunch. You could do breakfast or dinner, one lunch. You know that book, Never Eat Alone? You ever heard that book? Let me save you 400 pages. Never eat alone, okay? Every single day, lunch with one person. How many is that a week? 5. Did I say who? Did I say it doesn't matter who it's with? It does not matter. They just can't be homeless. Okay? I didn't say text. Notice I didn't say, email. Guys, people get it construed. Yes, you'll get voicemails. Let's not get into the weeds. Every day, 12 conversations, 20 dials. Minimum. It doesn't matter if you have a fever. It doesn't matter if you're down. It doesn't matter. You just got to say, every day I got to do this. Because you know what the X factor is for all of you? Is the consistency. A lot of people will walk out of this room today and say, man, you know what? I'm going to do this and do that. The person that actually stays true to it every single day, no matter what mood they're in, is going to end up succeeding. Okay, guys? Commitment is doing the things you said you were going to do long after the mood you made that commitment in has left you. Wow.
Can you say that again?
Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the mood you made that commitment in has left you. So let's get away from the platitudes, because I want to give you guys literally nuts and bolts, okay? 12 conversations a day, not however many I can make. No, it's 12 or nothing. 12 conversations every day, 20 dials, one lunch, okay? One client appointment, one event. 12 conversations, 20 dials, one lunch, 2 client appointments, if that, and one event. Now, the event piece is going to be hard to do it every day, but 3 times a week will keep the bills away. You'll get more gift cards like that. Because if you want to make $250,000, you have to start talking. I'm going to have 100 break breads by the end of this date. I'm going to have 1,000 conversations by the end of this date. I'm going to have 50 events I've attended by the end of this date. If we can bite-size the goals, the volume will come. Working it backwards, okay? So what are those 5 events? Every single person in here has to find a charity that means a lot to them. Because guys, quality people hang out in charities. I don't know too many broke people at charity events. It's a fact. I don't know too many broke people. Some people also say, like, I'm gonna give $5,000 or $7,000 a year in my income when I start making $500,000. If you're not giving any money now, you're not gonna give money later. If you're not giving any time now to underserved people, you're not gonna give time later. And the people that are involved on the boards and the people that are volunteering in these type of charity events, they all have a need for real estate. They'll do business with you. So you kill two birds with one stone. So don't volunteer, voluntold. I'm telling you to voluntold, okay? That's number one. All of you at the end should possibly say, I will join and attend every charity event for this organization. And then people will know who you are. Number two is the chamber events, okay? Wherever you live in the community that you're in, every business owner typically lives somewhere. They should be your go-to guy, okay? So every single person in here should say, okay, I'm gonna commit to that. When I first started off getting my name out there, dude, I was all about visibility over ability. I didn't even know how to do alone. I was visible over than my ability. I was everywhere. Greater North Michigan Chamber of Commerce, Streeterville Chamber of Commerce, Bucktown Chamber of Commerce, Lincoln Park Chamber of Commerce, at every single one of these events. And I went to all these events, guys, and I was the most interested person in the room. Not the most interesting. I was very curious. Like, even when I spoke to this gentleman back in Homeland, I said, where are you from originally? He's from Ukraine. This man has family back home, I just got to realize, and things are not going that well, and we're all worried about where my next home likely is coming from. I know more about him than 90% of you know about him already. Because I'm curious. And if I was a real estate agent, I would have get to know him a little bit more, and I'd say, dude, who do you use for your real estate? Who do you go to when you want to buy or sell? Who's your go-to in your family, in your network, when you want to buy and sell real estate? Did I sound douchey when I would ask that? Did I sound douchey at all?
No, not at all.
Not at all. I don't know what the answer is going to be, but I can't assume. I like him. We have a kinship. I come from Iran, he comes from Ukraine. When 90% of Americans are complaining about their frappe, he and I are worried about our family back home. I'm worried about my niece or my aunt getting killed because she's not wearing her job the right way. He's worried about bombs over his head. This conversation got pretty serious all of a sudden, right? But I'm curious. I want to know more about him. I like the way he presents. And in 2 minutes, we whispered, he's going to be my friend. And I don't know where the opportunities will go. This is not me bragging, guys. Don't get that. If that devil thought is coming to your head, who is this guy telling me what to do? Don't think that. This is me inspiring you. You've got to be the most curious person in every single room. When you go to these events, it's all about, I want to learn more about people. Elvis, take him for example, okay? I got to know he's got a brother 3 years older than him. He was born in Germany, right? I understand why his mom named him Elvis. And how many minutes did I learn that about you? Has anyone asked those questions to you in recent memory? It does. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But that's not the common answer. People are so good at popping in and moving in and out. I'm going to make friends with him. Guys, here's the moral of the story, okay? All of you have dreams, man. All of you want to do a lot. All of you want to make more money. All of you became real estate agents. Most of you paid $100,000 for a college degree that you're not even doing that degree right now. It's fucking mind-boggling to me. Pardon my French, man. I get so heated about it, right? We all go to college. Well, most people go to college and they get a degree and they're on real estate because they want more flexibility, right, guys? They want more autonomy. But we don't even spend $1,000 on our own degree in the profession that we're in, okay? So here's number 5. Y'all ready? When I talk about number 1, guys, is, you know, all these things that I mentioned, right? Like skill development, right? Like going to places and meeting people. At the end of the day, every single day, we have to invest in ourselves and learn something about our industry. When we go meet these people at all these events, I hold myself accountable, okay? So they're having me come out speak on Thursday night to a big group of real estate agents. They're having me come out. My whole MO this week is I'm going to have 100 face-to-faces. I'm going to have 5 break breads. I'm going to hit 50 conversations this week. The people I'm calling are not even in real estate. I'm saying, how are you doing? How is life? How is everything? Hey, I know you own a business. These next 90 days, what are you working on? What's one thing I can do for you to help you make more money? Who can I connect you to? Guys, imagine 50 of those conversations every week. And at the end, Ed, guess what I'm asking those people? What do you think? At the end of every conversation, end of every lunch, every single thing that I'm involved with, what do you think I'm asking at the end?
Business. That's for business.
Okay, don't take Ed's limelight now, okay? AFB. I want you guys to all write this down at the end exactly, man. See how Nutria raises guys, man? We're hustlers, man. Okay? Listen, number 5 is you have to ask for your business. AFB. Okay? Once you have gone out and met a shit ton of people, the key is we go out, we meet a ton of people. First of all, you don't even know what doors will open up for you when you meet people. That's the crazy thing. The people you go break bread with, that you may not even do business with, you have no idea what doors will open after you've met these people. Okay? So we meet a lot of people, we put them in a spreadsheet, we connect with them on social media. Every day we put content out so they know we're serious about what we do, and we engage in their content. And then we meet them one-on-one. We see how we can help. You guys can catch me offline because I can tell you very detailed how to conduct a one-on-one appointment. And at the end, we say this, okay? I really enjoyed our time together. I want to be your go-to real estate person. Will you consider me for anyone? Will you consider me when it's time for you to either rent, buy, or sell real estate? We say that 5 to 10 times a week. Guys, what do you think will happen after 6 months? That's right. There's no wiggle room. Guys, do all of you, this is going to sound like a really rhetorical question. Do all of you like real estate? Okay. If you don't, maybe today I helped you out, like quit. This is not the right industry. Like, there's nothing wrong. God has a bigger plan for you. God has a bigger purpose for you. Like, if you don't like what you're doing, you don't like people, you don't like learning about real estate every day, you're not really obsessed, it's a problem. Guys, if you're not obsessed with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that's a problem. If you're not obsessed with your friends and the network you keep, that's a problem. If you're not obsessed with like anything in your life, that's a problem. The word obsession is not a bad word, okay? You have to find some things you're obsessed with. Like I'm obsessed with real estate. I love loans. I love realtors. I love helping realtors. I love studying how can a realtor do a better job on an open house. So when I call a realtor, I'm like, dude, I can close loans. I do $150 million a year. That's like me telling you I graduate, actually I can't say high school. That's like me saying I graduate junior high. Everyone's supposed to do that. You follow me? The times of I can close your loan on time and do a great job taking care of your client. Dude, that's what you're paid to do. What I love is how am I going to make this realtor more money? One realtor I was with last week, she said, Amir, I want to dominate my market. I'm moving to Bolingbrook. I want to dominate. I go, give me 1 week. I'm going to get you 5 things to dominate Bolingbrook. I went, did a bunch of research, called a bunch of people, got the playbook how she can dominate one local market. I gave it to her. I said, let's run this, girl. I'm obsessed with my relationships. You follow me? All right. I lost my train of thought here for a second. So, realtors, okay? Let me see how I'm doing on time. I got time? Okay. Has this been helpful so far, by the way? Yeah. Okay. All right. So look at, the key is all of us as real estate agents, as real estate professionals, okay? Everybody in a network needs to buy, sell, or refinance. We all agree with that? It's about how many friends we have. I want you guys to all take the pressure of how much business you're bringing in. It's how many friends do I have, right? It's the bottom line. How can I get more friends? Business is all about the best recruiter and the best friend. If you could be the best friend to a lot of people, you'll make a lot of money, right? All right, so with that being said, guys, let's go around, and I have some final thoughts I'm going to give you guys, okay? I'm going to start with my man, Ed. Ed, what's one thing you took away today so far? That's right. I love everything you just said, but the word try. We're not going to try to do it. Okay? You've already created a back door, dude. You know? So look, I'm an open book. You understand? This is how I live my life. I don't have a prenup. When I got married, I was worth $10 million. I don't have a prenup. I don't like them. Okay? Now let's not go down a rabbit hole here. To me, it's like, I'm all in, dude. If this marriage don't work, it's on me. Why am I creating a back door? We made this life together. If it don't work, you get 50, I get 50. There's no freaking try in my marriage. To the highest level, I don't have no tries. I'm all in, babe. This shit don't work, it's 100% on me. I was not a good husband. And if it don't work, you get half, I get half. There's no prenup. I can't be thinking the back of my mind, I got an exit door. So I didn't mean to take a little question, Ed, and create a big thing. But how we do anything is how we do everything. How you guys take notes here and go back and follow up with this is how you do with sellers, how you do with buyers, how you actually perform in this last 30 minutes with me is how you do everything. Follow me? So Ed, you have a big crew. I've known you indirectly a long time, okay? You popped off a $1.35 million deal last month. You understand? You're polished. Every single day, what I would want from you, and you guys can learn from this, first of all, immediately I would time block every day in my calendar, 1 p.m. lunch, 60 minutes, with a 15-minute travel time before, 15-minute travel time after. Create a little runway, okay? You got to go fill those spots. You understand? Recurring Monday through Friday. Are you gonna get some days you're not feeling well? Maybe. Are you gonna get some days where you have an inspection? Maybe. But at the end of the day, if it ain't even there glaring at you, it won't get filled. You understand? That's number one action item, okay? Every single day, you're gonna fill that up. You're gonna call one person in your network, and you're gonna say, dude, I've been thinking about you. Do not say I'm checking in. There's not a hotel clerk, okay? That's a tacky line, number one, okay? I'm not checking in, I'm not following. I'm thinking of you, dude. I see you're doing some things. I follow you on social media. Hey, dude, I haven't seen you in a long time. Can we break some bread? Put it right in the calendar. That's simple. And when we're at that appointment, what are the things that we're doing at that appointment, Ed? How you doing personally, man? What's going on with you? Everything good, right? Tell me about your business, man. What are some things you're working on right now? The conversation naturally happens. Then they'll ask you if they're good people. Usually people that can converse, have a little bit of emotional intelligence, will ask what's going on with you, right? And if they don't, you force them to ask you, you know? But that won't happen though. So dude, that is the structure of that lunch, okay? And at the end, what are we gonna ask them, Ed? How are we gonna ask them? Boom. Man, I'd be honored, man. I want to be your go-to real estate person. When the time comes to rent, buy, or sell, can I be your guy? That's it. On to the next one. And then afterwards, he's going to send a video gratitude message, text them. You're going to put them in your CRM, connect with them on social. Every day, you're going to comment and heart. Not like. You're going to comment and heart. Heart and comment on everything that they put, unless it's something you're not a big fan of. Right? And then guess what happens every day when you're putting up something by 8 a.m. every single morning about real estate? What's going to happen after a while? You got so many balls in the air. You have so many people that know you. Now the cash register is going to come. Thanks.